Hello, my name is Summer Hoffman, and this is going to be my speech to inform. I would like to apologize in advance if this is low quality. I have to take it on my computer because my phone ran out of storage. Let's get started. Have you ever seen a green field with gorgeous plants growing and ever wondered why they look so green? Well, this is probably due to pesticides, which is very common these days. But even though this field looks green and luscious, how is the environment around it? Is it also green and luscious? Or is it sad looking? Because today I will explain to you the effects of the use of pesticides and how it affects our lives and the places around it. So first of all, I want to discuss that the effect of pesticides has on the water supply. So when you put pesticides on a field and it rains, if those pesticides aren't already being absorbed into the plants, it can run off. In this diagram here, you can see that right here we have our croplands, and that when this rain comes, it runs off into the water supply, and that leads to cities and houses and towns and all kinds of places, and that is not good. So another point is the contaminated water supply. It can lead to all kinds of bad things. That can lead to public water supplies, so the drinking water we use or to wash our dishes with or to feed our animals, that can all be contaminated, which is very, very dangerous for us humans. And then next, there's also health effects if that pesticides were to run off into our water. So not only can it hurt us and our animals, it can have effects on our brains. So according to the National Library of Health, pesticides, when congested or ingested, can have detrimental effects on the human brain and animal brain. It can cause hallucinations, sickness, but including this, it also can have severe organ damage. So let's say you're getting a cup of water and you take a sip and 2 days later something in your body fails you. That might be because you have pesticide poisoning from a field that had pesticides on it and ran off into your water supply. And according to the European Environmental Protection Agency, pesticide runoff can severely damage not only human water supply, but wildlife water supply. So there can be a river running through woods, and bunnies and deers and bears, if you have them near you, can drink that stream water and they can get really sick, and if they reproduce, that disease could spread to future creatures. So definitely not good. And then my final topic for today is about the long-lasting effects of pesticides. So according to the European Environment Agency, pesticides can have a longer lasting effect than we think. So over time, the use of pesticides can affect many things on the actual farm itself. Yes, it might help the plants grow for a period of time, but honestly, it damages it more than it benefits it. So the creatures, pollinators, bugs, birds, worms, butterflies, all that stuff that helps a crop to grow, they could get severely sick and die. And yes, pesticides help stop the bad bugs, but it also helps stop the good bugs. And the good bugs are what keep this farm alive. And that can be very, very harmful to the crop. Next, it also can have a permanent damage on the soil that it is planted in. So if you're continuing to use pesticides over and over and over, that can severely damage your soil and the creatures that live within your soil. Because soil isn't just made up of dirt. It has all kinds of tiny microorganisms that are helping to power your farm. And if you damage those tiny little creatures living in your dirt, that can be severe. Next, and finally, if you damage that soil, you won't be able to use that soil again. And the inability to use the soil is costing farmers their land. Because if you can't grow crops in that soil, that's going to be your fault, and it's going to be detrimental to your farm. That's going to have to cost you to buy new soil or buy new land, and that's going to be detrimental to your growing process. So, in conclusion, pesticides can affect humans and animals in many ways, including damage to water sources, your health, and can impact farmers. So, even though that field may look beautiful and green, you might want to look a little deeper and see how much damage is really costing. You might have second thoughts. Thank you.